Hey guys, it's Rina. Kind of trying a new setup today. You can kind of see my super adorable Andy Warhol print that I got at the Andy Warhol Museum. I'm just trying to end actually that one too, which I did not get at the museum, but if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of obsessed with Warhol. Not the point of today's video, but I wanted to just explain that I've been trying new setups around the apartment to see where the best lighting is, just best quality, I guess. And as aesthetically appealing of a background as possible, so I'm trying. But anyway, today is a day where I'm going to review. I can't talk today. I just had a grande mocha chili frap, the new chili one, and I'm like super hyper now. So anyway, I'm going to be reviewing the Urban Decay Ultimate Ozone Multi-Purpose Primer Pencil. That is definitely a mouthful of a product name, but basically it is a clear pencil. Now, Urban Decay has a 24/7 glide-on lip liner in Ozone as well, which is just like their standard eyeliner size. I don't remember what you call this now. The barrel. The barrel of the lip liner is a lot more slim than this one. So this definitely can work the same way as that 24/7 liner, but this one has some added benefits and added uses. So this is $18, and you can get it at Sephora. I think you can get it at Ulta, and you can get it on Urban Decay's website. I believe it's a permanent product. It came out, I think, maybe a year ago. It was one of their newer products. I was kind of surprised to see it since they already had the Ozone lip liner, but this is definitely a nifty product. So I mentioned this in my August favorites video because I had been using it a lot in August, and I had mentioned that there was a couple hang-ups that I had with it that I wasn't sure if I really liked. So I'll get into those, but first I'll just tell you what it does as I drop it on my computer. It looks like this, just a white barrel with the silver detailing. It's a pretty chubby pencil. If you had any of the Urban Decay Super Saturated Glide-On lip colors, it's basically the same packaging as that. So it looks like this. Mine is kind of dirty, but it's just a clear pencil. If I swatch it on my hand, you're not going to see anything. It has a very thin texture, so it doesn't feel watery or anything like that, but it's not necessarily as waxy as the lip liners are. So that's a little bit different, a little bit, something to consider if you're iffy on texture. It's definitely a lot thinner, not watery, but also not waxy. So this is marketed as a multi-purpose primer. So you can use this on the lips, you can use it to line your lips, you can use it to correct mistakes around your eyes or your lips, either way. I haven't actually tried it to correct mistakes, but I've heard good reviews from friends and makeup groups I'm in that it actually works. Like if you get a little bit of mascara, like right here, just put this over and it peels off, pretty much is what I understand. I have used it for a multitude of other reasons. So I've used it as a lip primer, and it works very nicely. It's a really good cruelty-free alternative to the MAC. What is that called? I guess it's just their primer for lips. I thought it had a special name, but if it does, I'll put it right here. But it's a good dupe for that. It can also be used as a lip liner, so in place of the 24/7 Ozone lip liner. I use it for that all the time, and it works very, very nicely. Just kind of to put on the outside of my lipstick, just to make sure it doesn't feather. Or if it does kind of smush around, like get outside my lip lines, I can go in and just fix it really easily because this has a nice texture to just remove. And I heard from someone when I bought this at Sephora, the lady who cashed me out told me she uses this as an eye primer. And I was kind of like, a lip primer for eye primer? But then I realized this was really more multi-purpose than I had initially thought, and I used it as an eye primer for about the past 4 days because I really wanted to give it, a good shot. I tried it with a variety of different finishes of eyeshadows, and it works so well. So the first day I tried it with mattes, which, mattes can be really finicky over different bases. If you put it over something too sticky, it's going to kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of sticks too much, and the color gets darker, and it doesn't really blend. Like if you tried to put a matte over Pixie Epoxy or Too Faced glitter glue, it's going to kind of stick and just look disgusting. This did not do that. It really makes the colors pop but it doesn't like create that horrible texture. Initially, when you put it on the lid, it does feel quite tacky. It feels a little bit thin, but it really dries down nicely. And eyeshadows kind of pop over this, even more so than with regular Urban Decay Primer Potion. So I was really impressed with it as a primer. In addition to all, the application being very nice, I really can't talk. It is so long lasting. It lasted just as long as my regular Urban Decay primer. So I wore this yesterday for a really long wear test. I had shadows from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar on, and I applied them at 8 in the morning because I had class at 10, so I got up a little earlier than normal, or I got ready a little earlier than normal. So I did my makeup around 8, and then when I took it off at 10, 14 hours later, it was only just starting to fade, and not even noticeably. Like, I could still go out and about in public and feel totally confident that no one's going to notice that it's fading or creasing. It was very minor. It was only something I noticed if I was right up in the mirror. So lasts at least 14 hours because I haven't pushed it past that, that time limit yet. But works really well as an eye primer. I'm really, really impressed with it in that way. So that's really cool. And then the way that I bought it mostly for a lip liner because I wear a lot of blues and purples and stuff, and you can't really find a lot of good blue and purple lip liners. Some of them, there are a couple that exist out there, but at least for purples, it's really hard to find blue-based purples. But another reason I actually got it was for my eyebrows. So I had been using Anastasia Dip Brow in, I think, the shade Chocolate for a while, and I liked it, but I wasn't liking how, I don't know, little bits of eyebrows would come off every now and then, like when I removed my makeup, and I just didn't like how fake it looked when I did it, so I switched back to powder, and I've been using the brownish gray powder from the Lunatic Contour palette, and so with powder brows, it looks very natural, but at the same time, there's sometimes like, ooh, this little eyebrow hair wants to go this way, and the other ones are going this way. So this keeps them tamped down, basically. Like, it really keeps them in place all day and kind of gives it that added protection. So I'm not going to do it, obviously, but I just like go like this once, because this does dispense a lot of product, and I'll get into that in a second. And then I just kind of pat it on. And when I touch my eyebrows, I can tell that there's something on them, but I think visibly you can't tell. I don't know, I guess I'll just kind of like show you my eyebrow up close. I don't think you can really tell that there's like a waxy thing on top. Anyway, so it works great for eyebrows. I've had my eyebrows with this on for like 3 hours now, and they still look really nice. So, okay, those are the benefits. Great eye primer. Works great to kind of keep your eyebrows in place. Really nice lip primer, and works well as a lip liner. Could be better. I've had better ones from KQ, which is an indie brand, but they closed, so that would have been my holy grail clear lip liner, but it works well enough to replace that. Now here's the downsides. So it's $18, which is a good deal because it's less than the regular Ozone lip liner, and it does more. The downside, you're getting 2.8 grams of product, or 0.10 ounces, which I think is pretty standard for something like this size. However, because of the consistency being so thin, whenever you just press down, it's like whenever it hits contact with your skin, it melts like onto the skin, which is nice for application because it goes on easy. It looks nice in the brows. It's not too thick. But the problem is that I've been going through this way faster than I thought I would. I mean, I've had this about a month, and I feel like it was out to here when I bought it, and I have to sharpen it so often that I feel like I'm really wasting a lot of product. Now, it is multi-purpose, but generally I only use it for my brows, so the fact that I've gone through this much in that amount of time just doing my brows is kind of like, ooh, man, I feel like something else might last longer. So that's something to keep in mind. I feel like I go through the product way faster than I should be. And that happens sometimes with products. Sometimes it's just the consistency. You have to sharpen it more. But that's a big downside. I'm going to see how long this lasts me and then determine whether or not I'll rebuy it. It's a really good product, but for $18, I really want something that's going to last me a long time. So further testing to be done to see if I really want to repurchase this or if it's a holy grail product. It's a really awesome product, and it's sad to see that it's not really reviewed a lot on YouTube or anywhere really. I haven't really heard anyone talk about this much. I do really like it. I must admit I'm a big fan of Urban Decay, so maybe a little bit biased. But yeah, that really bugs me how fast I have to sharpen it, how often I have to sharpen it. So something to keep in mind. But if you're looking for a multi-purpose product that, you only have to pull out one thing in the morning, this is really nice. I will say that you probably will have to sharpen it between uses if you want to keep it really sanitary, because going from the eye to the lips, lips to the eyes, like that's kind of a sketchy area for most people. So I typically do sharpen it between just to get rid of the excess, that last little layer of like gunk. But I really like it. I think it's a nice one and done product. I recommend it. I recommend trying it. I think it's good if you're looking for an eyebrow product. It's good for that. If you're looking for a lip liner, it's really good for that too. Eye primer, it's great. I kind of look at this as like a bonus perk of it because it's not really what it's meant to do, I guess. I mean, it says it's a primer pencil, but I think it's mostly for lips and brows. So I guess I look at it as an eye primer as a bonus. I would probably buy an eye primer anyway, but like if you really wanted to like double down or triple down, I guess, on a product, something that's going to do multiple things for you, not a bad deal. So anyway, now that I've rambled on long enough about one single product, I think I'm going to end the review. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today, and I will talk to you guys soon.